All right. Hello, Movies y Movers. Welcome to Movies y Yoga with Kathy. Today is Saturday, August 5th, 2023, or whatever day you're watching this video. For props today, you'll need your trusty chair and a couple of blocks, yoga blocks, and whatever you put behind your head when you do head ramping. Our focus is going to be, we'll do our standing and our planks and our usual things that we do, but the focus today is going to be hips, loosening up our hips. So we're going to start in our normal manner with legs on a chair, loosen up our lower back a little bit. So again, make sure that your lower legs are parallel to the floor. They're not angled up or angled down, depends on how long your thigh is. So if you need to put something under your lower legs, do that. Make sure your lower back is a few inches away from the chair and your hips are at neutral. So there's that natural curve. It may not be much, but it's there. And just relax into it. Breathe normally. Close your eyes if you choose. We're in static rest. We're going to do this for 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes are up. Stay where you are. If you choose, you can roll your tongue under the roof of your mouth. And let's slowly move our head from right to left 6 times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So the next thing we're doing is vagus nerve reset. We're all familiar with this. Your head is straight forward. You're just moving your eyes. We're trying to activate the vagus nerve. Runs along the side of the skull. So just move your eyes to the right. Excuse me, it comes right away from me. I'll wait for that sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. And when you've done that, your eyes come back to forward and then they go to the left. Just your eyes. Wait for that sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Now I'd like you to do that 2 more times on each side without my cueing. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Go ahead and finish up. I don't know about you, but this makes my eyes water. Okay, the next thing we're doing is head ramping. So you can leave whatever support you have under your head, or you can put a set of therapy balls, a sponge ball, whatever you choose. So what we're doing now is we're going to reverse text neck. We're always looking down at our devices. We need to stretch that part of our neck out. And this is the occipital ridge we're working on. It's that space between your ears along your scalp line. So that's the part we're going to push away. You can do this sitting up. You can do it lying down. It doesn't matter. The idea, though, is to push that part of your neck away from your body. So we're going to press it away, hold it, and then come back. We'll do this 5 times. So press, hold, and release, and press, hold, and release. And excuse me, sometimes this will make you yawn, sigh, gulp, or swallow, the same as the vagus nerve reset, and it does it with me. So let's do it again. Press, hold, and release. Excuse me. 4, press, hold, and release. Last one. Press, hold, and release. Okay, good. All righty. Now, the breathing exercise today is going to be ribcage breathing. So it's more of an awareness. So you'll want to put your hands on the lower part of your ribcage, thumbs down. So you won't be able to put your palms on your ribcage, but just 4 fingers up, thumbs down on the lower part. And we're just going to take some deep breaths. And when you inhale, feel that expansion. When you exhale, feel it. Excuse me, go back down. Stop yawning. Okay, so take a deep breath through your nose. And then exhale through your mouth. And feel that expansion and contraction. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. So the ribs, actually the ribs themselves, because they're bones, they don't expand and contract. It's your body underneath them that you're feeling. So inhale and exhale. So it's more of a just an awareness of what happens in this area when you're doing that. Okay. Enough of that. We're going to do the vacuum now. Now you can leave your legs where they are or not. Push yourself away from the chair or the chair from you. I like to have my legs extended. So whatever position works for you. So in the vacuum, we take a normal inhale. And then when we exhale everything out of our lungs. Press our back. See, in this position right here, my lower back is not touching the floor because my hips are in neutral. So when we exhale, we're going to press our lower back to the floor, press our belly button down towards the floor. This tightens the pelvic floor. We're going to hold it out for the count of 10 and then release. So normal inhale. And then exhale everything out of your lungs and hold it out. Press your back, your lower back to the floor, belly button down to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. This is supposed to strengthen that pelvic floor area. So give yourself a minute for your breath to come back to normal. May take a couple of breaths. And now a normal inhale. And exhale everything out of your lungs. Pressure back to the floor. Pressure, pull your belly button down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Good job. Excuse me. We'll do one more. So let your breath come back to normal. Normal inhale. Normal inhale. And exhale. Press yourself down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So, while we're here, let's do some windshield wipers. Your feet are hip width apart, flat on the floor. Knees are bent. And let's just start slow, going back and forth. I'm going to do this for about 30 seconds. Just back and forth, just hip edge to hip edge. Just to warm up here. Okay. Now, wide leg windshield wipers, so your feet are probably as wide as your mat, and we'll go a little further. Still moving slowly. It's kind of warming up. It's a good warm up for hips. So you don't need to come all the way down to the floor. Just stop when you feel the strain. Another 30 seconds. Okay. Now, for our third movement in this triplet, we're going to bring our legs back to hip width, and we're just going to keep the bend in our knee and just raise one leg up and then down. So we're going to do one side for 30 seconds and then the other side. So right leg up, keep the bend in your knee, and then down. And then up. And then down again, still moving slow. Up. And then down. So we're moving from the hip. Okay. Now the other leg. So up and then down. The only thing that's changing is your hip. Your leg is like frozen where it is. Okay. All right. Good deal. Okay. Come on up to sitting. Take your time. We're going to do our regular side bends that we do and stretches. So, starting with the side bend with lat stretch. So, hand along the mat. Other arm comes up and over. This is always a good wake-up stretch for me. Now lower that arm till it's parallel to the floor and reach for that wall. Reach. Okay, arm up, torso up. Good job. Other side. So hand along the mat. Their hand is up and over. Make sure both hip bones are on the floor. Now lower your arm till it's parallel to the floor. Reach. Okay, arm up, torso up. Okay, now we're going to do our rotation. So left hand on right knee. Right hand behind you. Go ahead and rotate your shoulders to the right. This is a thoracic back rotation, so it's the upper back stretch. Remember your options with your head or your rib cage. Okay, come on around. We'll do the other side. So right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Rotate your shoulders. Scratch your nose. No, I'm kidding. I like this. It wakes up my body. So even just being stationary is good. And you don't need to move if you don't want to. So make sure your back is straight and your shoulders are as far over as possible and your hips are down. Let's come on around. Good job. Now we're going to do an overhead arm stretch. I'm going to adjust my computer just a little because I want you to see my arms. So this is actually a stretch for the back of the arms. So arm comes up and behind. Other arm, if you can, reaches that elbow and holds it up. And this is also a 40-minute stretch, a 40-second stretch. You may feel the stretch under here. If you can't do that, just put both hands up on your head and raise your elbows as high as possible. But this is a really good stretch. also try not to slump and have your head down. You want to have your head up. That helps with the stretch. Okay, come on down. Do the other side. So arm comes up and over. Other arm grabs your elbow. Now you may be able to do this on one side and not the other. That's very normal. As I said, you may just want to put your arms both up like this, or maybe just on your head. But if you can, you want to grab your elbow. That's what makes this stretch. And I feel it all the way down my side. Okay, come on down. Oh, okay, that was quite a shoulder stretch for me. Let's do some shoulder rolls. This wasn't in my plan, but I think this feels good. Okay. Now we're going to go to the wall. And I have this actually standing, but I think we're going to try this sitting. We did this on Tuesday. You can do this standing if you choose, but I was thinking that if you are sitting against the wall, and you can sit on a brick or a bolster, it's just as effective. So your back is against the wall, and your arms are going to be up in cactus arms. And you want to have your elbows against the wall, if possible. Let me turn my computer just a little. You can see me better. We are going to do a couple of wall things. I need a production assistant in here to help me with this stuff. Okay, so I'm sitting at the wall. My back is up against the wall. The back of my head is up against the wall. And then cactus arms. Straight across from the shoulders with the elbows. Hands up, back of your hands against the wall. So we're going to hold this position for 40 seconds. You can do this standing. I think it's more effective sitting, actually. So if you're like me, your back is arching just a little because your shoulders are back. So my entire back is not on the wall. My hips are, my shoulders are. Elbows are, back of the hands are, back of the head is. So this is actually good for your posture because it makes you aware of where you are. Okay, come on down. All right. Now we're going to stand and do our regular spine twist at the wall. So we're standing with our right side to the wall, right foot forward, left foot back, elbows at your waist, hands up, and rotate and put your palms on the wall. This is a 40-second hold. Well, this is a good bone building stretch for your back. Okay, come on around. We'll do the other side. So left foot forward, right foot back, elbows at your waist, hands up. And rotate and put your palms on the wall. Now your hips should be parallel to the wall, but your shoulders should be as close to facing the wall as possible. You won't be able to do that completely, but just as much as you can without straining. That's the twist part. Hips one way, shoulders the other. Okay. Right. There we go. Now the last thing we're going to do standing, you're going to need a block. We're going to stand. This is our balance part. We're going to stand on the block next to the wall. The wall's our support. So we're going to start with, you can start on either side. I'm going to start on the left. And again, for 40 seconds, just go ahead and stand. And now, if you need to, go ahead and touch the wall. Not a problem. That's your support right there. But try not to if you can. Try to just stand on one foot and balance. It's hard for me to do that and talk at the same time. It helps if you can focus on something across the room. There we go. All right, let's do the other side. So the block's a few inches from the wall, maybe 6 inches. Put your foot on the block. Come on up. And we're not moving anything, we're just standing. If you put your foot down, put it back up, that's fine. If you're leaning against the wall, that's fine. Whatever it takes. There we go. All right. Good job. Now we're going to go back to the mat. Now we're going to do the figure 4 progressive hip opener with 2 blocks. Now, you can stay at whatever level works for you. Excuse me, I need to adjust. You can stay at whatever level works for you. As we go up on levels, you can stay at a lower level, or you can continue on. So you've got your 2 blocks handy, and we are supine on the floor. Make sure you have head support if you need it. Knees are bent, feet are flat. So we start, we're going to start on the right. Now pull your knee back before you put your foot on your opposite knee. Always pull the knee back first. We're going to do 30 seconds per pose. So when you are in these poses, you can do whatever you want with your feet. You can rotate your ankle, you can point and flex your foot. And flex your bottom foot, whatever works. Okay, 30 seconds. Now, next level, put a block under your lower foot. So that puts a little bit more stretch in the hip. So 30 seconds. And again, you can do whatever you want with your foot. You can also take your right hand if you're got your left leg bent and push it away gently. It also stretches the hip. The lower leg can flex and also. So you don't need to be stationary. You can if you want. Okay, that's 30 seconds. Now I need to take my legs down for this. We've got 2 bricks. So the foot goes on there. Oops, wrong foot. Up foot goes on there. Knee comes way back. And here we are. Another 30 seconds. Now, I don't know about you, but I can reach my knee a whole lot easier to push it. And my foot is like up in the air. You can wiggle your toes. Point and flex. Hearing noise in my ankle. Okay, that's 30 seconds. Now the next pose is hands behind the thigh. You may need a strap for this. If you do, that's fine too. Now we've got both legs in the air. We can rotate both ankles or stretch and flex both feet. Or not. It's up to you. And that's 30 seconds. And the last position, and again, you can use a strap, is hands on the outside on the front of your calf. This is the real pretzel move. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to go to the other side. So that was the right leg. Okay, now we can go to the left leg. So pull your knee back and then put it on. This is the first position. Easy peasy. This one, I know they get harder. So like I said, if a certain position you just can't do it or it hurts, don't do it. Don't do it. That's okay. Just stay at the level you're most comfortable at. And there we go. So one block under the foot. Pull your knee back before you put it over. And here we go. I don't know. I like this progression. I find it opens up my hips really well. Okay. Next level, second block. And remember, pull your knee back before you put your foot up there. Go, timer. I turned you on. Few seconds extra here. The timer didn't start. Okay. Now the next level is hands behind the thigh or a strap behind the thigh. This is where I really feel it. In this case, in my left hip, I really feel it. Okay, 30 seconds. And the last one, hands on the calf or a strap. Again, with the options if you choose. And done. Okay. Let's do some windshield wipers just to loosen up a little bit. Because that's a little strenuous on the hips. This time you can go as far as you like. You should feel a little looser than we did at the beginning of class. Okay, now come on up to a sitting position. We're going to try something else with our hips. It's called the pigeon pose. So go ahead and sit with your legs in front of you like so. Let me scoot back just a little. And then legs to the right. So this, we're familiar with this. This is our Z pose. But in the pigeon pose, your foreleg or calf is actually in front. Your back leg is as far back as you can. Now, some people can't do that. Their leg needs to be out or even out like that. So if you're uncomfortable with this, that's okay. Extend your leg. That's okay. Whatever works for you. Not everybody can pull it back that far. And with the pigeon pose, where did my first go? You want to set a block in front of us. It can be this way. It can be this way. It can be this way, or you may not need it at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our back straight. And if you need to, you can put your hands back at the back of your waist. That helps me keep my back straight. We don't want to slouch. We want to keep our shoulders back. And we want to lean forward and put our head on the brick. So let me demonstrate this from the side. So the brick's here. I'm keeping my back straight and just going forward. Get on the brick. Now, depending on how flexible you are, you may want the brick lower or not brick at all. So it's up to you. But we're going to go ahead and hold this position for 30 seconds. So hands behind your back and lean forward as far as you can. If you can't make it all the way down to the brick, that's okay. Just go as far as you can. You may feel the stretch in your right hip. That's where your That's where you're working that muscle. All done. That was quick. And now we're going to do the other way. So legs up like this. Where'd we go? Okay. And the knees to the left. So again, that Z pose where you've got your leg forward and then this way. And you may find on one side that you can put your leg behind you or not. We're different on each side. So this time I'm going to show how it looks in front. Either that or that. And again, hands behind your back. And the only reason we do that is to keep our back straight. Because the worst thing you can do is slouch over. So back is straight. That's why I like my hands behind my back. And we'll just lean over as far as you can. Try to put your forehead on the brick. And you may or may not feel the stretch, in this case, in your left hip. Come on up. Okay. That's the pigeon pose. It's very good for hips, for loosening of the hips. Okay. Now, our final thing that we get to do today, and I know it's all your favorite, is the plank. So I've shown you different options, but I want to show you an option today that also works with the chair. Some people find this a lot easier. So plank on a chair, or you can do this on a counter as well. What you do is you put your hands on the side of the chair, move your feet back, and then straighten your body out. So this is another way to do a plank. Notice that I am perfectly straight from my shoulders to my hips to my knees. And it's actually less strain than doing it flat on the floor. So you can do this against a wall, you can do it against a counter, on a chair. They all have the same benefit. So we're going to plank for 40 seconds. Now, whichever works for you is fine. Let me go through the options again. So we've got the regular plank. You can come down on your knees with arms straight. We've got the forearm plank. Again, you can come down on your knees. You can plank against a wall, a chair, side of a couch, whichever works for you. But we are going to do this for 40 seconds. So get ready. Here we go. 40 seconds really isn't that long when you think about it. And if you find that you're thinking about something else, sometimes it goes by really fast. Sometimes it doesn't. I think it depends on my state of mind sometimes. 20 seconds. Okay. Keep going, guys. Come on, we can do it. I know we can. I have faith. So the plank is such a good one for the core. And there we are. Done. Oh, okay. All right. So that's the end. Go ahead and get into position for Yoga Nidra. Make sure that you are warm or cool enough, as the case may be. I need a drink of water after that. You might want to cover your eyes. Go ahead and relax. I'm going to lead you through a 61-point guided meditation. Allow your awareness to flow to the points that I mentioned, without moving any part of your body. Begin with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your attention, your awareness, to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes the 61-point guided meditation. Begin to wiggle and stretch. Stretch your legs out if they're bent. Stretch your arms overhead. Stretch one side and then the other. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. First one way and then the other. Now take your right knee and hold it to your chest. Say, thank you, knee. Straighten that leg out. And take your left knee and hold it to your chest. Thank you, knee. And straighten that leg out. Now both knees up to your chest. And slowly rock back and forth, feeling that massage on your back. Feels so good. When you're ready, go ahead and roll towards the camera using your lower arm as a pillow. We're going to take our gratitude minute here and just take a minute. Thank yourself for coming today and for showing up for yourself and your body and your health. And for me, I appreciate it. And your body should be thanking you at this point too for doing something for it today in your cells. You know, I hate getting up in the morning, but I love moving. So that's what gets me up, is knowing I'm going to be moving and then feeling better after I move. But it's always a struggle to get out of that bed. So when you're ready, come on up to a sitting position. I'm going to remove my spotlight. You might want to unmute yourself. I appreciate you all coming to share my movements with me today. Hands at your heart. So I hope that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful rest of the weekend. Let's end the class by saying namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right,
Kathy.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.